Okay, the next demo is SIRI to trigger OO workflow on order by Daniel, Michael, Karim, and Makram. Guys, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready. I will
Okay, so
share my
please take
screen.
control. Yeah.
Let me know when you can see my screen.
We can see it.
Okay, so hi to all. My name is Daniel Crisan, and together with Karim Ben Ali, Mihail Bettan, and Makram Jenayah, we had a dream. And that dream was to trigger all flows using SIRI. So let's take an example. If we want to create a new incident on ServiceNow, uh, now using SIRI, we can make a request to OO, and the flow will trigger the incident on ServiceNow. What's the idea that we wanted to achieve is having a HomeKit Node.js server. This means that our all triggers will be seen in our iOS device as HomeKit accessories, so like light bulbs or anything like that. And this Node.js server will make the REST API call to Central. Sorry, to Central. And Central we have the all workflows that we want to trigger. Also, we can create automatically accessories. I created an or flow that can auto-generate accessories. So, firstly, we have to prepare our use cases. For now, we have 7 use cases. All of them are available on GitHub and on HPLN. These use cases are reset user password, restart a server, check the health of an operating system, create incident, request a subscription in CSA, push application to Staccato Helion, and scale application from Helion Staccato. After we create the use cases, we need to deploy them in Central. And after that, we have to install the HomeKit Node.js server. We have documented the installation steps because the Dockerization it was not possible. So all documentation is available on GitHub and also on HPLN. Also, we have a step-by-step configuration video available on YouTube, so you can check it. And finally, we need to prepare our iOS device to work with HomeKit. What does it mean? It means that we have to install an iOS application that has a HomeKit protocol, or starting from iOS 10, Apple provide a default application for HomeKit protocol. We have to configure our device, adding the accessories in our device, and configure scenes so we can trigger them. We prepared some videos that are available on YouTube. There are step-by-step configuration, the HomeKit installation, the accessories preparation for iOS device, and also we demonstrate some use cases. So now let's have a live demo.
Hey Siri, request a Docker container.
Okay, your humble abode is ready for request a Docker container.
Okay, and the flow just started. We wait a few minutes and our request should be visible in CSA. The flow is ready. So if we go in our marketplace, we should be able to see our new subscription, and here it is, how to request. It was created 2 minutes ago. So that's how you can request a Docker container on CSA using SIRI and O workflow.
If you have questions.
Yeah, so I have actually a question. First of all, it's very impressive. I'm really waiting for the OK Google version of that. It would be nice. Secondly, I have two questions related to the implementation. One is, how did you cover the authentication part? On which user does the actual flow run?
The accessory are created before. So all the triggers that I did are created before, and I handle that in those accessories. So I provide the authentication in the REST call.
So if I understand, actually the integration into your specific device is the one setting the username and password for all the executions of that SIRI?
No, each accessory, each trigger has a separate JavaScript that make a REST call. So each trigger can be configured with different username credentials.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
So, for example, I can run the request Docker container with an user and push application with another user. It's how I configure my accessory.
Okay, good. And the second, maybe it's just something you did not demonstrate, but it's obvious. So even the examples that you showed should get inputs from the users. So yeah. Is it something which is just not demonstrated but is possible, or is it something that's going to be a problem to implement?
No. So the idea of using this kind of triggers is if you have frequently use cases that you do, for example, restart a virtual machine, I can create from the with the OWL workflow, I can create an accessory automatically in which I give the inputs. So that accessory will have the same inputs. For example, if I want to restart another machine, that then I have to create a new accessory.
So specifically, if the flow wants to interact back with you and ask for more inputs, is that possible?
No.
And sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, sure.
And even maybe before real user interaction, but is there any indication about the flow result? I mean, if it failed or finished successfully?
Yes, that we can do. We can have an interaction like that, telling if it's done or not. Mm-hmm. Because it's like checking the status of a light bulb, if it's on or off. So that kind of interaction can work.
I have a question also.
I still suspect that someone in behind just triggered the flow in a wall, but
yeah. No.
It looks right. And use 1060.
Yeah. it was a machine in France from our friends. So.
Got it.
And Daniel, I have a question related to I saw that with SIRI, and everybody pretty much knows that it's very hard to trigger something if you have an accent, for example. So would it be possible to, let's say, SIRI show OO options or something like that, and show you a list of options and just say 1 to trigger something, or 2, because 1, 2, 3, the numbers, it's easier.
You can, yeah, I understand what you say. I will show you something. All the triggers that I did. Just a moment. They are here in my home application. So I can create new triggers, change the name. If I want to name it 1, okay, it will be 1.
Oh, nice.
And you can do that. So the name of the triggers, you set them.
Mm-hmm.
So I also have a few questions. So the flows that you presented, you mentioned that you plan to release them on HPLN. My question is, how different are they from the existing flows that we have, for example, for reset user password and so on?
Here, Makram can respond. He created the use cases. Makram.
Yes, Daniel?
How different is restart VM from the out of the box restart VM that we have?
For example, yeah, restart VM or reset user password, right? We have those flows mainly for OO, right? And I saw you created some flavors of those flows for SIRI. So can you explain why and what is the difference? Do you in general need to do this type of customization to be able to run them from SIRI?
Well, thank you, Lucian, for the question. We created our own flow in our own project. I mean, we need a content pack to be added inside the central, and then it will be connected with the SIRI engine, and so we use it. How can I say? Existing flows, but in our own project. You see?
Well, sorry for interrupting, but maybe I could answer the question. Basically, we reduce the number of inputs. For some flow, you can find 0 inputs in the flow because it wasn't that easy to retrieve and to inject properties and inputs to OO flow from the SIRI application. So basically there's some inputs hard-coded in the JavaScript and some are in the flows. So basically reducing the inputs, but the operations are the same.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
One thing I want to show you more. Here I have the iOS application that I've created. And in the next release on the Flow Launcher, there will be a new feature. You have the possibility to create a SIRI trigger automatically with the inputs that you provide here. Okay, so I want to trigger this flow with these inputs. I just create a SIRI trigger from here. And the flow that creates the accessory automatically is triggered here, create trigger, and I will show you the accessory was created. To do that, we have settings for HomeKit server settings, because the accessory has to be on that machine. So we have the host name of the machine, the path in which we want to put the accessory, and also the credentials for the server, and the flow UID of the use case that creates the accessory. So now if I go to the machine, the flow is still running, but we can see the... Okay, so here in local disk test server accessories, we have the request a subscription in CSA accessory automatically created. It is not done yet, but when the flow will be done, the accessory will be done, and I will show you how the inputs appear in the accessory JavaScript. Here we go. Here we have a inputs variable where we have all the inputs for the flow that I want to trigger. So next time when I run my server, I will be able to see this accessory and to trigger the flow with provided inputs from the app. Okay, so that's all.